everybody.
Show 19.
Show 19. We've almost made it to 20.
We got drinks today. Cheers.
We got drinks. Cheers.
Cheers. We should have one every day, but
Adam's back from his honeymoon in Ireland.
Yep.
Steve just finished his fast.
Adam didn't know about that. I didn't tell him.
No.
7 days.
No food.
No food.
For 7 days.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a water fast, but I gave myself a little bit of grace. All the purists watching this, I know you're going to say I didn't do it right, whatever. Because of the job, because I don't want to show up and be super depleted, but I allowed myself an electrolyte packet in the morning if I needed it, electrolyte packet in the afternoon if I needed it, and I had one. I like those yerba drinks, which by the way I think they're based out of Scottsdale, but just a little plug, shameless plug. But it's yerba mate, white tea, carbonated water, and like stevia for flavor, and there's 0 calories. But other than that, water, lemon, a little bit of salt, no food, 7 days, 14 pounds I lost.
I can't go like 7 hours.
I know.
What do you mean you know?
I'm saying I know you can't. I've been around you, dude. I know.
Adam, I would like you to go to my Notion and play the very first video underneath my name.
Is this?
This is just my tribute to Steve trying to.
Is this the? Is this get him to the Greek?
African child.
African child.
Out of snow.
Russell Brand, ladies and gentlemen. Patriot.
That's when you told me you're freaking. When you're fasting for 7 days, I'm like, you're just spitting in the face of every Ethiopian child
Chuck
out there.
goes, hey man, just go to Gaza. They'll laugh at your 7
starving
days.
over
They got
there.
famine.
So the whole week, that's all I kept thinking of is African child. Steve's African child.
The drink is good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, so 7 days felt good. And again, we talked about it, man. Like the data is on some levels is inconclusive. There was a suggestion.
Fuck the data.
Trust the data. There was some speculation that it possibly was some of the data that there was I think somebody said it was like a 60 to 80% reduction in cancer risk.
It doesn't make sense.
If you do it once
yeah.
I mean, the whole concept of starving the cancer cells of glucose. But like I told you, there was a study I read that actually was on the contrary. It said that there were certain types of cancers that when you starve them of glucose, they actually
get
go
pissed
like
off.
superhuman and go after and attack everything and spread and multiply because they're looking for food. So, but if the potential was there,
Hopefully that didn't happen to you.
yeah, you never know. I mean, I don't know. Do you have to have cancer for that to happen at that point? Like, I don't know.
I think we all got a tiny bit.
A little bit.
We all got a tiny bit.
Guaranteed. But the other part of it was there's just a mental component to it that I wanted to know if I could do it.
Like I told you, you're my hero. I couldn't do it.
Thanks, man.
I refuse to do it.
Thanks.
I got food.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
No reason not to. You have food sitting around.
Again, this isn't the Gaza Strip. We've
Did I-
got food. There's
did I
no
tell you though?
blockade
So-
on my kitchen.
So I was so excited for my first breakfast. I already knew what I was having. I ate that, and I was pretty full. And then lunchtime rolled around, and I really wasn't hungry because I'm assuming my stomach had shrunk pretty good.
Had to have.
But I was
a
like,
little
I
bit.
should probably eat something light, something good, like get back in the deal. And so we had these, we pre-make a lot of our food, kind of prep. And so we had these smaller salads and a grilled chicken breast. I don't know if I told you about this. So it was lunchtime, and I'm like, oh, that's a nice small salad. There's a grilled chicken breast in there. I'll take half of it and cut it up just to kind of keep my body going. And so I ate this salad, sat down. It was super good. And my wife makes them. It's like goat cheese and beets, and it's got like chili pistachios. I know it sounds bad because you're not.
Beets is not a.
I like beets.
Do you?
So anyway, I eat it.
Bears, Battlestar Galactica.
I eat it within 30 minutes. I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm going to puke. I sat there and like my stomach starts rumbling. I was like, oh my God, I feel horrible. And so my wife comes in and looks at me. She goes, God, you look bad. What's wrong? And I was like, I just ate lunch. I had a small salad. I think I'm going to puke. And she goes, what salad? And I go, the small salads that we prep. She goes, we made those a week before you started fasting.
Steve, I haven't made one of those in 2 years.
She's like, I was like a week and a half old. The chicken breast was a week and a half old.
That's not bad.
Which is not bad.
No,
but
not
I
at all.
think my stomach was so sensitive from nothing in it that it was like,
Is that African child rebound?
Yes. So I had that immediate Ethiopian distended stomach and my ribs were showing. And not really. Just kidding. Yeah.
Let me see.
Adam, when you get off your phone, will you pull...
Hey, if you'd like to tune in and pay attention.
Yeah, Adam, before the show, he's like, guys, make sure your phones are good. And then he's sitting over there texting. Hey, will you pull up my Notion reaction videos? I wanted to, I came across something. So I thought this was kind of funny, but Remember
I'll
how we were
judge of
talking
that.
about last I almost said shift. Last show.
I do it every
I know.
time.
We were talking about how I had that reaction video that we didn't watch, but it was a group of young black men that were rappers, and they were on the front of a very, very old engine, and they were in turnouts. And
Very, very
they were
old
shooting
turnouts.
shooting a rap video, and the caption said, "What in the C shift is this?" And I was like, "You motherfuckers!"
Yeah.
So I found this video shortly after that, and it's a list of common rappers, but AI generated as if they were white. So
AI will actually do that?
just to see what they look like. Yeah.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah. And then leave the video so I can. So that's Lil Wayne.
Jesus Christ. Fucking,
Snoop. But these look like real people that you see. I mean, it's easy to see the difference. Tupac.
Tupac looked like John Travolta.
It might be a little too masculine for Tupac compared to what we learned last show. But Jay-Z. Kanye.
Why do they all look Russian?
Why are they all mad? Notorious B.I.G. Kendrick Lamar. Isn't that crazy? That looks like Alan Richardson, the dude that plays Reacher.
These guys all look like they could play a villain in the next Taken movie starring Liam Neeson.
Marco from Chapoya.
Yeah.
Yeah. LL Cool J.
Ice-T, Jesus.
Busta. T.I.
T.I. actually looks normal. Rick Ross, the boss.
Yeah, isn't that crazy though?
Yeah.
Travis Scott. Most Def. METHOD.
Some of these black guys, when
Man.
you turn them into an artificially generated white guy, terrifying looking.
Yeah. But every single one of them is angry. They all look angry.
Rappers are an angry group
Yeah.
until you turn the cameras off.
Post Malone. It turned in black. That's funny.
I'm glad I turned my head away.
You gotta wait
I'm
till
glad
the
I
end.
caught
You gotta
that.
wait till the end.
I'm glad I caught that last
Anyway,
one.
I
That's
thought that
funny.
was pretty funny. Dude,
Hey,
a lot has happened in a small.
hold on. Speaking of
period of
rappers and a
time.
reaction, just check my now. Adam, go to musician. It's like the first one in my Notion. Let's look at this. This one made me laugh. I just saw it this morning. I've seen it before, but it made me laugh again. So this is an interview
That's
with
amazing. I didn't know that about you.
What do you know?
Oh, I've
That
seen
you're a
this.
musician.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm interviewing you today, so I can get to know you.
So I'm a musician.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck that mean? Make magic or something? What is musician?
100%. That's what that means.
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not no musician.
I-
I make music. I make
I-
music. And that's not all I do. I make music. I act. I'm a TV star too, a young mogul.
Just really quick, I think you're confusing.
I'm not confusing nothing because you don't know. You thought that all I was a magician or whatever the fuck you said.
See, that's what I think you think I said. I said
No,
musician,
think
not
what-
magician.
I don't think, baby. I don't think.
I like
What
that
is
she
that?
I don't
doubles.
think.
I don't
Yeah.
think.
Baby, I don't
I
think.
know.
She said,
So
I don't
you-
think that's like
you
ghetto
think-
or something.
I didn't say magician, Suki. I said musician.
What's
and
her name?
I think you are a
Suki?
musician.
Yeah,
No, baby,
Lil
I do
Suki, I'm
music.
assuming.
So you just really,
LL.
I'm sure.
just really quick for the record. could you-
Just one more time.
Why is she
after
so
that you just said
angry?
I do music.
Yeah, I do.
I don't know.
She is like instantly angry that she's. I mean, obviously, even if she was calling her a magician, why is she upset? Even if she said, "Hey, you're an awesome musician. You're also a magician." Why would she be angry?
I don't do magic, but I feel like I'd be good at it too. Like, it would be my reply, like, bitch, I ain't no magician.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck you.
Whoa, 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 hold the
on.
fuck up.
Let me
Do
clarify.
you know what you're not gonna do? I'm a young mogul.
That
I don't do magic.
just cracks me up. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I like that she came off hot right off the bat.
And doubled and tripled down on the fact that she is not a musician.
no, I don't think.
I don't think.
I don't think.
And just in summary, that is what is wrong
Perfect.
right now with America. I don't think.
All over the place.
What were you going to say before I so rudely interrupted you?
Oh, just about this week, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, just since the last show, a lot of the stuff we talked about, just the evolution of those items. So, before we go, I wanted to ask you this for the last couple episodes, and I haven't got a chance. Have you ever heard of a witch's kiss? Either one of you guys?
That sounds familiar. I'm not sure.
I heard
know
this
exactly
a couple
what it
weeks
is.
ago, and I've been meaning to ask you on the show if you ever had the witch's kiss, and if you knew what that was.
That's where a girl kisses your taint and her nose touches her butthole. No. Okay.
No, but that reminds me of one of the funniest memes I've ever read. And I still I fucking belly laugh when I read it now. And it's a girl saying, last night she went on a blind date or something, and the guy went down on her from behind, and his nose touched her butthole, so she clenched her butt cheeks and said, "Boop, got your nose," and she's never heard back from him.
Wonder why.
Every time I read that, I fucking dude, that hits my funny bone every time.
First of all,
Boop,
like-
got your nose.
a nose,
Yeah,
butthole
yeah.
had to dilate, and then
But not even though. If
Tract.
you think about so, all right, let's get into some anatomy here. But if you're bent over and you're spread,
your butthole's still not
but you
wide
flex,
open.
but you flex your glutes, you could pull that back in and retract. Maybe I've never done it or had it done, but I'm
it's not
assuming
wide
the visual
open.
in my head.
Your butthole will not get that wide open.
But
just
if you're
bending
pressed
over.
forward, you're kind of already breaching that tight space.
If that's the case, like every turd's just gonna fall out of you the second you bend over. That thing's closed. It's in a tight vacuum. You
I'm
have
not
to
saying
actively.
there's a gape. I'm saying that if your nose touches the sphincter of the starfish and somebody flexes their butt meat, it will squeeze around there.
Come over here. Listen.
Not a chance.
Let me show you how this
not
works.
even for your Bezos money thing. Chuck will get that reference.
I need to bring that back around with the booters. Get them to
Next booter.
bring the Bezos
I
question.
think Brody, we had our hands full.
Man, that
Are we allowed,
Ice
are we allowed
Spice.
to say his name? We didn't say last name.
No one knows who he is, unless he's listening.
He's not listening.
He's not listening.
He's a good
But I like that
Catholic.
his spank bank thing, or just to go to, is Ice Spice, who I only vaguely heard of.
Well, he said he liked her because her name rhymed, right?
Please tell me that's not true.
I don't know.
Adam, pull up a video of, or not a video, but a picture of
Little Orphan
Ice
Annie?
Spice ass. Let's see what comes up.
Why are they all blurred?
Oh, because
Oh
we're
my God, that can't be real.
Pull that one up in
That
the jean
cannot
shorts.
be real.
No, that's not.
The black? The black shorts?
Top middle, Adam, up above that. That's not real. That jean shorts to the
I mean,
right.
that could be real close up on the angle.
to the right. To
That's
the right.
not bad.
To the right. There you go. That's an unfiltered picture of a chunky ass.
Yeah.
No Photoshop, nothing done. Somebody snapped that at a concert. I'm out.
Au natural.
I'm out. And I said, "This is it. This is your top, Adam, or
It's-
Cody."
Dude, it's weird because even my youngest brother, I mean, he's 26. 26, he'll be 27.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, his birthday's coming up.
Focus.
He like that generation, right? So
Mhm.
his age bracket, it's like I've always been a legs and ass guy
Okay.
because I like athletes. Like athletic women, like my wife, like she's got nice legs. I've always been like growing up, always been more attracted to that, more so I would say than breasts, only because I've always been attracted to athletes, and typically majority of the time athletes don't have very large breasts, right? My brother and like his whole generation, that whole culture, they're all about ass.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think my wife was even asking something or somebody, we were at a family function and something got mentioned about butt play or something. And he was like, gross. And I was like, hold on.
Like anal? We talking butt play?
I just think in general, even like a little tickle or something. Right.
Okay.
And so, but we were like, how is that gross? Or how are you not into that? But you love butts and asses. Like why? It's just weird. Right. Kind of a weird. It was a weird thing to hear him say gross about.
I was just watching.
I mean, unless they're gonna boop got your nose, and you might think that's gross.
just remind
I
me
get
of
it.
when you came into my room the other day. I was watching that Forgetting Sarah Marshall,
He was clothed. I swear to God, he was clothed.
but I was erect. No. But anyway, watching Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and that one guy that's on his honeymoon's in there. They're like, "Hey, what's wrong?" Buddy? He's like,
Yeah.
Let's put it this way: if God was a city planner,
Yeah.
He wouldn't put a playground next to a sewage.
Yeah. Off to find the mythical clitoris.
So that.
Such a good movie.
But I don't. Well, that's what Brody said too. He's like, it's a generational thing. It's like your generation like tits, my generation likes ass. And Chuck fucking deadpans look at it. He's like, your generation likes dick. What are you talking about?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
It's such a weird
I like
cultural
ass.
shift. Do you think that's because of like the whole not body shaming or not bullying thing and like the body positivity? Like, do
I
you think
it's
that maybe
'cause
it's just
everyone's
normal?
fucking obese now. It's like well, if she's just mildly fat, then she's got a fat.
Hot.
Like, okay.
Yeah. I got a buddy that's a boob guy,
Yeah.
and she could have the most train wreck of a face. And
Yeah.
he's like, dude, she is hot. She's got
No.
double D's. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, when you roll over in the morning, you're not face to face with her tit. I mean, maybe if you go to bed that way, but you're not staring at her tits. Like, you got to look at her face at some point, bro.
That's my most important thing. Is like you have to have a pretty like
Yes.
everything else on your body, whatever. Like
Sure.
I'm not a chubby chaser, but like my wife's skinny as shit, but like I have to be able to look at your face
Absolutely.
every day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everything else is like okay, ass. You don't
Sure.
have ass. You don't have this. You don't have that. Like that's like I'll work into that. Like I like women, top to bottom,
I haven't talked to anybody
but
like
you can't be beat in the face.
that age range about it. And I guess talking to our probationary guys about this might be a good start because a lot of them are so young. But do you think it's still a thing where like if somebody's got a great personality, like it makes them hotter to them, to the younger
It has to.
generation?
I mean, that's just a human thing.
I would think
like, if
so.
they
But
vi-
I
if
feel so
you've-
disconnected half the time. I mean, after the slang from that last episode
Whoa.
to
If you just vibe with somebody though, they are gonna.
fucking
Ah.
chia head.
No, you can't do that. No,
Can you do a chia?
no,
Oh,
it's not exclusive to
is
her.
that okay? I think I was gonna say it was racial.
It is.
Okay. Got it.
The fuck was I saying?
About the personality. We were talking about personality.
It's got to be
Is it
like
still a
if
thing?
they're more in tune with you and you guys get along really great. Of course,
Sure.
they're going to be more attractive.
There's still a chemical attraction,
Yeah,
a
like,
pheromone.
it's-
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean,
Yeah.
I know biologically it's there. I just wonder if
they have to. I mean, unless they're just so fucking dumb.
them,
They, them, Caesar.
Caesar.
That sounds like a
Alright.
fucking sipping on
Caesar?
the
Like,
Caesar.
sounds like a drunk salad.
A drunk salad, the
Caesar.
Caesar. Who
Alright.
gets some of that Caesar salad?
I had another video I thought of. Oh, we totally deviated from the witch's kiss. Thank you.
I like that he raised
you,
his hand like
producer
he's in
Adam.
fucking kindergarten. That was cool.
So I just found this out, but the witch's kiss is when you sit down on the toilet and the tip of your penis touches the inside of the porcelain, that cold touch. That's the witch's kiss.
Is it?
That's what they say. Look it up. Google witch's kiss.
A witch's kiss is when the tip of your dick touches porcelain.
Well, when you sit down on the toilet and it touches the inside of the porcelain.
I rest my dick on the top of the toilet bowl so it doesn't touch anything in there.
What's funny is, you know what I instantly thought? I'm like, what fucking caveman has a round toilet bowl and not the elongated ones? And if your dick is touching the front of the elongated porcelain, hey man, good for you.
Good for you, sir.
Good for you.
Yeah, I don't know if, unless you're sitting super forward. Like,
Or you're just cranked out like no other.
like when you go to wipe, you lean a little forward and your dick just scrapes the underbelly of
That's
that
the
thing.
witch's kiss.
The witch's. Why is that the witch's kiss?
Why not? What do you want it to be called? Like, you're very defensive about the name of it. Do you want it to be called something else?
I feel like that's not accurate. There's got to be a better name out there.
Because it shocks you and it jolts you and you're like, oh,
No. The
No?
witch's kiss seems very mysterious and
it's
somewhat sexual.
it is your penis.
Like I said, when a girl kisses your taint and her nose tickles your butthole, that seems more like a witch's kiss. Because you think a witch with a long nose, but if her nose is so long it's touching your butthole, like a witch's kiss. Not my fucking dick touching.
I thought
the
that was a
inside of the
grundle. Isn't
toilet.
that called a grundle?
No. That's not a grundle. A grundle is a geographic region.
No,
not,
grundle.
not an act. Look up grundle. What does it say? See, I was right. I even said a region.
The region between the anus and the genitalia.
Yeah, that's a grundle. That's not an act. It's a region.
But if the nose touches that area, you're saying that's the witch's kiss.
She's touched the grundle. No, that's the grundle is essentially the taint.
I thought it was the act
They are one
of
and the
touching
same.
that area. I knew the area,
No,
but
no,
I thought
no,
I knew
no.
the
Bundle the grundle.
fondle.
Fundle the grundle.
Fundle the. You want to
He's
create
onto
new
something.
slang? Hey, anybody listening? Fundle the grundle hashtags
Also,
associated with this episode.
also, if you're artistic, I'd like a sticker. Fundle the grundle with some sort of logo.
Big sticker guy.
Big sticker.
All right.
I don't know that I put them on like all my little rover boxes for when I'm seeing them and stuff. But
Do you remember? I'm going to go ahead and call it out now because it's been long enough. But do you remember when? So PD's got a saying in our city, and it's always roll fire,
Yeah.
right? Anytime for a hot minute, any call you were on that involved PD, it was always roll fire, roll fire, roll
yeah,
fire.
just go ahead and roll fire.
So regardless of injuries, whether we were needed, it didn't matter.
Roll fire.
This is probably 6-7 years ago at this point.
Sure.
So Johnny and I were working together at the time, it was the second busiest single engine company statistically based on the data in our city. And Johnny made roll fire stickers. I got one on my helmet. I think Adam, you got one, don't you? Adam has a shirt. We made roll fire shirts. And anytime we showed up, do you remember? Anytime we showed up to a call that had any PD cruiser, an SUV, we would place the roll fire sticker
just carefully,
but very conspicuous. It was right above the PD badge sticker that they had on the back of their cruisers, which I don't know if that's incriminating myself. We can get in trouble for that, for defacing city property.
What is the statute of limitations on placing a sticker?
It's got to be 5 years. I think I'm good.
5 years? Okay.
But it became a contest with us, and actually we thought it was awesome when we'd show up on a call and we would see somebody's cruiser with a roll fire sticker. Like, oh yeah, I know who this is.
I know this fucker.
Yeah, so the roll fire stickers, if anybody out there in the city sees them,
we need to bring those back. I still got a big stack of them. We need to start tagging them
let's do it.
Like a collegiate
and it's
football
a playful,
helmet.
fun. Like, it wasn't meant to be mean, but it was like, hey man, like if we're rolling fire, like let's leave our mark. Roll fire.
PD fucks with us. We fuck with PD. It's all in good fun.
That's a good fucking way.
Public safety,
good fun.
Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Public safety.
Yeah.
All right. The show. The actual show.
The real show.
All right.
The real shit.
You said you're woefully underprepared.
Yeah. But you gracefully gave me 20 minutes before the show to throw a bunch of random shit on here and see what sticks. So
I am a benevolent podcast host,
you are.
if nothing else. So what do you want to talk about? We got stuff. Do you have anything pressing? I got
So there's two things I wanted to definitely go over and cover.
Okay.
One of them you brought to my attention. I did already have a note for it for this show, but
which is
the second Boeing whistleblower.
R.I.P.
Dead.
They say
dead.
An otherwise healthy man suddenly died of an infection.
Mysterious infection.
Yeah. Like, really?
How does that happen? Johnny brought it up and pointed out that I called it out when we talked about the second whistleblower. Rewind a couple episodes. Go check out 2 or 3 episodes ago. We said, protect that man.
You didn't
protect that man at all costs.
You didn't protect the man. He's dead.
He's dead.
However,
second Boeing whistleblower
died of a mysterious sudden infection.
Yep.
He didn't die of parking lot syndrome like the other guy.
Sure.
But sudden mysterious. Like, how is it like this obvious? Like, we're just clipping fucking.
Just 2 months after the first guy died, an apparent suicide, this guy gets a mysterious infection. Now, conspiracy theorists are all over this, right? I mean, in the real world, is this a possibility? Could this be a thing? Sure, it could be real.
Man, but the odds.
Whoa.
Wow, the odds are up there.
Yep. So
they're just out clipping people in broad
young,
daylight.
healthy guy. Mysterious infection. Maybe it was the new variant of COVID we're all going to hear about.
Bird flu. He got he got that bird flu.
Got that flu. That's the
but
thing.
Good news is also linked here. There's 10 more new whistleblowers in the pipeline.
Perfect.
So
you would think
what
I would the 10 of them I would say, hey, let's all get together and protect each other. That way, if we're all taken out, it looks a lot weirder if all of a sudden 10 new whistleblowers die in the same house.
Yeah.
As opposed to they're all individual. I think there's safety in numbers at that point.
They did they all drank the fucking poison Kool-Aid in the same hotel room. They're all dead. Crazy.
Speaking of, do you have anything else to go on with the whistleblower?
With that? No. It's just terrifying that they're out clipping people in broad daylight, allegedly.
Well, and what's wild is again, you can ask questions. You can say, hey, something's going on. Hey, they're killing whistleblowers. But what the fuck are we going to do about it? And how are we supposed to know and have proof and put it together? Like, what do you do? Other than saying, clearly, this is not natural, what do you do?
It's scary because, like, you need brave people to step up. And
Absolutely.
Say, this is fucked up. How brave can you be when you're like, man, the last
when you
two
know
people
for sure
died.
you're going to die?
I think the safety in numbers thing, like they got 10 more, like, I almost think you're right. Like, hey, let's all get together and get a fucking hotel room to this.
Fuck yeah, Airbnb. No one knows where we're at.
Yeah.
We'll fucking submit all of our stuff anonymously.
All get our depositions on record and then go about our business. But fuck me, man.
I'm handcuffing myself to every one of those other fucking people. So
don't separate yourself. If
you heard it here first.
To me, stay tight.
Keep those 10 alive. Damn it. So when we're talking about bird flu, it's funny because the first thing I thought of was masks, which automatically made me think of all those fucking idiot protesters.
Why are they all wearing masks?
I wanted to ask you that on the follow-up. If you're okay,
a lot of young liberals wear masks as like general practice.
Sure. and follow me on this, right? There's no CDC guideline. There's no massive outbreak right now. There could be a virus. There's all these variants. There's the bird flu. I get it. But nobody right now is going, hey, mask up for safety. Mask up for Jesus, as we used to joke about, right? Nobody's saying that. If you're going to protest, and we talked about this last show, my issue with the protest was you start infringing on the rights of other people to learn who are paying to go to that, right? And you had said, well, that's part of the protest to raise awareness is inconveniencing other people to raise the vision, right?
To an extent, yes.
If you're going through that process, if you're going through those channels, if you're going to make that big of a deal about it, why the fuck are you covering your face?
I don't know.
If you want to be the face of the protest, you want to be the face of the movement, why are you trying to stay anonymous? Just shut the fuck up and go to class.
I think it's like part of the uniform, man.
I don't get it.
I literally think it's just like part of the uniform.
Well, and then they get people who are like reporting on it, like students, right, who are walking through these protest camps with cameras, and everyone's like, oh, they're coming through, mask up, everybody mask up, they're coming through with the camera. It's like, you want to be the face of this. You want to be a part of this. You want to make us. Why are you now hiding? So I don't fucking understand.
There's been a couple things. Maybe this is their reasoning too, because a couple. Who's the guy? Is it on Shark Tank? Is it Kevin O'Leary? Is that his name? The bald-headed dude?
Mr. Incredible or whatever his name is. Or
that's a movie, but yeah, Mr. Fantastic.
Fuck you.
Yeah, yeah.
What do they call him?
I think it's like Mr. Fantastic.
Whatever. That's a fuck. That's an older movie. Fantastic Four. Fuck off.
Equally obnoxious.
All right.
However, but he made the comment that
I saw that one.
A lot of these people aren't going to be able to get jobs because AI is going to be, facial recognition. They're going to do background checks and they're going to be part of this. So maybe they're thinking like, hey, if I throw on I want to make a difference. I want to get out there. I want to change the course of history, but I also want to live a productive rest of my life. I shouldn't be banned from getting it. So maybe that's part of the thought process. And I guess I can't fault him for that. Like, if you are trying to protest, you're doing a legal protest. I don't give a fuck what your views are. You should be allowed to do that.
Absolutely.
And it shouldn't really prohibit.
As long as you're not committing criminal acts, of course. There was a documentary, though, that talked about this. And shit, at this point, I think the documentary is probably 10 years old, maybe more. But they have an app. There's an app that if you can take a picture of the back of somebody's head, you can see what the front of their face looks like. Face back. Yep.
I don't think that's real.
No? All right. I saw the documentary. I could have swore.
Was the documentary called The Other Guys?
I don't remember the name of it, but there was this guy who was PD in a very busy metropolitan
New
place.
York,
And
right?
he liked,
they're from New York.
He loved creating apps.
He had a partner that was kind of a renegade.
Face back.
Hey, a fresh start, okay? Fresh start.
The guy who shot Jeter? When Jeter got shot? Yeah, it was his partner.
It's a biracial angel.
So anyway, I think the state of AI, if they're worried about AI picking up on who they are, I don't think those masters are going to matter.
I don't either, but okay, look, I guess I could fucking, challenge the other side of that argument. Like, okay, you want to cover your face because you want to be able to get a job later. But if you are out there advocating for ABC cause,
sure,
and you go to get a job with this employer over there, if this employer is in direct opposition to ABC clause, do they have a right to not hire you because you are completely opposed to everything this company stands for?
Well, I think it goes with the whole, it's a double-edged sword. There's the whole equal opportunity employer deal agreement that is a nationwide deal. They have to be able to do that, but that is a risk that you're running. And I guess my argument would be this is,
I don't know if is it even legal? I don't know. Yeah.
But my question would be then how committed you are to your fight and your stance are you? Now, do people's ideologies change? My brother, I have a brother, I'm not going to say which one, but I have a brother that went to a college in the Midwest, and it was a very liberal school, and he came out with very liberal views. And it was in opposition to a lot of topics of a lot of our family. And as he's gotten older, his views have slowly shifted. And I know that there's a lot of people, look at the political candidates from time to time, right? They will have a stance. And then as they go on, sometimes their views and their stances will change based on their beliefs or their current climate. So it's hard because for me, I'm like, hey, man, if you're going to stick to your guns and you want to fight that battle, stick to your guns, fight that battle, and be proud of what you're about. Don't do it in anonymity and hide behind a mask. But at the same time, I get it. Like, your views may change. I think for me, where it comes to that, and it's like anything it's communication. It's being able to explain like, hey, listen, like I had those views in my youth and my views have changed and this is why. But I don't know if somebody who is in fair hiring practices, if somebody is going to hire you or not hire you because they don't believe you, I don't know.
Reminds me of that.
I imagine you have a fight on your hands if they don't, but you'll never know if they don't hire you because of that.
Right.
That's the risk you're taking by being part of this.
listening to you talk about your brother, if you've heard that saying, like, if you're not a liberal when you're young, you don't have a heart. If you're not a conservative when you're old, you don't have a brain.
I've heard that. I've heard
it
that.
just reminded me of that.
Absolutely.
And I can consider myself even somebody who had, joined the military at a very young age. Like, still come from a liberal family, but I still had more liberal values. And everybody in the Marine Corps is pretty fucking hardcore Republican conservative. So, I mean, that even changed my views a little bit. So I guess it kind of depends on the university, quote unquote, where you go, how that kind of shapes your views, whether you're going to some liberal college or you're joining the Marine Corps. I mean, your views might shape very differently as you're young. But yeah, they definitely change. If you're not, I can't remember who, might have been Joe Rogan says it. Like, if you're the same person, the exact same person with the exact same views you were 10 years ago, like,
yeah, there's an issue.
You're not learning. You're not evolving. Like,
there's no level of growth
stuck.
one way or another.
None. Yeah, you're stuck.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, I thought the mask thing, like I was watching that, we were talking about some of that stuff. I was like, why are
goofy.
Why are
it's
you
goofy.
covering your face with a mask?
Yeah. All those privacy issues aside, it's goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just reminds me of, like, okay, you're advocating for these people over here, but it reminds me of the Hezbollah terrorists who you're advocating for. Like, complete face covered, fucking gonna toss a grenade.
You're gonna go do
the fucking marketplace.
Chaos, or you're gonna go contribute to some major atrocity, and you want nobody to know that you're there. You want to be stealth in the background, right?
Yeah, like, if you're here to peacefully protest, take the fucking mask off. Quit being a bitch.
Yeah, stop being a bitch. What I did like on that follow-up is, man, hey, kudos to all the universities. You had talked about last show that ASU, that they had a couple fraternities stepping up against these people. But if you look at all the follow-up across the board, right, all these universities that have a very big Greek life or fraternity or sorority, population, that they're coming out and they're drowning out the chance of all of these protesters with singing the national anthem. They're taking down these Palestinian flags and raising the American flags. They're,
all the bros stepping up.
Dude, what an awesome band of brotherhood, like, display of patrioticness from a place that you would be like, you wouldn't really expect it, almost, in a way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that especially in the SEC, like, clearly very patriotic people in those college towns and in those places, not just there, but everywhere. But to see those people step up and actually have some pride in that, like, that's a pretty cool thing to see.
Except for that one kid from Ole Miss who was doing the monkey dance in the
yeah, you can't do that.
You get the one bad apple.
You're gonna fuck it up for everybody.
You fucked it up for everybody.
There was a good thing going. You fucked it up.
Yep. In Mississippi, you might be a racist if you're doing the fucking monkey dance and the ooh.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
Yeah. Keep it classy. Sing the national anthem. Do the take a shower chants. Fucking classic. Did you see that?
No,
dude. I don't remember what university it was.
I don't feel like those people shower on a regular basis.
There, but that's the point, right? They got together, and their chants of "take a shower" were louder than the protesters' chants. It was
filthy,
awesome.
Fucking hippies.
I love the fact that some of those protesters at these universities, they're issuing demands, and they're asking for food and vegan shit and tofu shit, and they're like, "Get fucked."
Get fucked. You want to fuck off?
I love it.
Did you see, though, when a couple of the encampments, like, which they cleared them out, and they're a fucking disaster.
Yeah,
like a goddamn landfill. Like,
they look like San Francisco.
Pick up your shit.
They look like all the places that are overrun with illegal immigrants and homeless, where nobody's done anything, and they are completely trashed.
And it happens every time.
Like
all these coddled rich kids, like,
fucking time.
Hey, your fucking butler's not going to come clear up after you.
Let's go protest. Sorry, that was my hangover. Hangover reference. Let's go to Vegas.
No, when you did the remind me of Tropic Thunder.
Oh, I think I say Macho Man Randy Savage.
That's some cornbread.
Hell yeah.
Is that how you think we sound?
Yeah. You're Australian.
Be Australian.
Good eye, mate. So the protest thing, man, I'm glad to see that there's people putting their foot down. I mean, we and this drives me crazy. We talk about this all the time. Like, what can we do aside from voting? Like, what a cool display of what you can do. You can go out and anti-protest. You can be in support of things and peacefully, of course,
make
peacefully.
Your voice heard.
But man, that's way to combat stupidity with the balance of good. Like,
that is how the system is supposed to work.
Love it.
In an ideal republic.
Yeah. Both sides should be able to be heard. And in this instance, it just so happens that one of the sides was louder than the other side, which lately it feels like maybe the more liberal side is louder than the conservative side, because the conservative side doesn't feel the need to get up and shout from the rooftops of look at me, look at me, look at me.
I feel like it's changing though, because we're just normally conservative people are like,
I think
this is
people
ridiculous.
finally get fed up.
I'm just going to go to work and I'm going to come home and fucking play with my kid.
Yeah, so I'll link it, but it was an Outkick the Coverages deal, but it was Ole Miss. It was the same. It was Ole Miss, but their students built a wall and they sang the Star Spangled Banner over the pro Hamas chanters. So love it.
Excuse me.
Patriotism.
Fucking America.
Dude,
I want to show you this thing. Adam, pull up a Manta submersible and tell me what your first
Manta or Mantis?
Manta, Manta. What is your first thought when you see this unmanned underwater drone?
UFO.
How many times on these UFO videos have we seen them talking about something that looks exactly like that coming out of the water?
Have you seen in the last, God, I don't know, maybe 2 months when they'd start talking about all the anomalies on the infrared scans and all that stuff coming from Antarctica, right? And so I want to talk about this in one of them, but they showed this almost the same shape, but it was massive. And what it showed,
well, I don't know how big that is. I mean,
I'm saying what this one showed, I want to say it was an infrared scan, and it shows you the wave progression, like the progression of all the waves in the water. And this thing showed that right there, showed this massive underwater. I mean, that's
Jesus Christ.
That's the southern coast of Africa. And that anomaly is
the size of Australia.
So people were like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Right? So that company, I can't remember their name. I had it in notes for a previous show. I didn't have it ready for this one. That company came out and said, oh, that was an isolated bug in our program that was specific to that area. That's not actually what it looks like. That's just a bug. Okay. So everyone was like, okay, so what's the deal with that? So conspiracy theorists saw that and were like, holy fuck. That's an alien deal. If you remember back to, we never posted that episode, but the one that we talked about, all the UAP, UFO stuff.
Yeah.
There are reports from the people that are in the know about the UFOs that there is something the size, a minimum the size of a football stadium, and that's an aircraft or some sort of biologic, not biologic, but a unidentified aerial craft or something that was so big that they had to build something around the space of where it was. Like, for example, say, and this isn't one of the speculations, but like, let's say like we built the Pentagon where it was because of the aircraft that was underneath that we couldn't move. Like we built something over it, but that's the size. I mean, that's massive.
Well, look at in the background, you can see a Zodiac in the background with one person. Like if you were to bring that Zodiac into the foreground, I think it might fit on the edge
across
of one of these
the
wings.
size of it. Yeah.
But I mean, that's really big. It's an underwater drone. And how many reports from we never released the episode.
That's all right. Let's dip our toes in. Let everybody know.
We did a UFO episode a while back. We didn't release it. Maybe we should just kind of remake it.
It was like Star Wars Episode 1. We did like Episode 3, then Episode 4, then Episode 5, and now we're going to go back and release 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
But a lot of Air Force pilots have talked about these aerial phenomena that they see, that they say would be in the sky and go right into the ocean and disappear, or vice versa, come out of the ocean. And it looked like an airplane, they said, with wings. And then you see a picture of this several years later after all these sightings. It was fucking us. It's us the whole time.
But not only that, they would say that the speed at which it would hit the water, that it wouldn't even slow down. There wouldn't be, a huge splash. You would think of the thing. It would not lose speed or change trajectory at all, which most things when they hit water, they'll plateau or flatten out just because of the force of the water, of the mass. And they would say they would leave the water at the same speeds as they would enter the water, and they would, whatever maneuvers they were doing, which was crazy.
But what they described looks exactly like that.
Yep.
And they don't disclose the capabilities of this thing, but it's made by Northrop, who's a massive military contractor.
Who's also to be believed as one of the companies that is reverse engineering alien tech from crashed spacecrafts.
Yeah, so a lot of people think that what we're seeing in the skies, like a lot of these pilots are seeing the so-called Tic Tac, they see this thing, the submersibles, and one of the theories is that it is our tech and we're just testing it out on our military in a safe environment. Because how are you going to know if your shit works unless you put it up against, a military?
Or even other government or other countries' techs that are intruding our airspace, or
Could be.
things that we're like, oh, is that alien? Because that's not ours, and it's.
But if
the
I was
same
China,
thing.
I wouldn't go test out my shit in the U.S. waters. I'd test it out in Chinese waters
For
in
sure,
case something goes
for
wrong.
sure.
Which is a
Because you don't want to lose it over somebody else's.
exactly.
Right.
It's very likely that's what we're doing is, and so some people think that we have retrieved. They even call them gifts.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah. Some
crashed
Some of the people believe they're a
UFOs.
gift from other species to us,
and we've, which seems insane to me, but
pretty crazy.
But that we've reverse engineered it, and that's what we're working on. All the shit you see isn't UFOs flying through the sky all the time. It's us trying to reverse engineer 2 or 3. Well, they've said what? How many crashes? Like 8, 10, 12, something like that.
Minimum
That we've recovered.
that we've recovered
so
that we know about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so their theory is that we're reverse engineering them,
Yeah.
and a lot of the encounters look like that.
Do you think, like, if you're in the government section of this, like, from the gift standpoint, like, if I get a gift that I'm like, how the fuck do I use this? I don't even know how to open it. Like, I'm sending it back.
Yeah, fuck this.
Like, if you
thing.
want to send us a gift, why don't you give us handwritten directions, explanations, maybe some fucking diagrams, some paper shit that we can build some stuff off
Yeah.
of, instead of going, here's Pandora's box, figure out how to open it. That's like Hellraiser. They're sitting with that cube and they're like, like a Rubik's cube. And
Well,
no
yeah.
one explains to you what you're supposed to do. And you're like,
It's
what
like when
is
you
this
give a
supposed to
monkey,
do?
you put a treat in one of those boxes and you hand it to a monkey to see if they can unlock it.
It
That's what they're doing to
shits
us.
on it.
We're fucking monkeys, and they gave us the box. Oh, let's see if this dumbass
Yeah,
can
so the
unlock
people
it.
that think it's a gift, I think they're idiots.
Idiots. But that's what it's called in certain circles.
Mhm.
Like credible circles, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the whole glass is half full community. But have you seen too, like this same image?
Mm-hmm.
There has been in the conspiracy community, there has been over the last couple, God, I would say, I don't know, Adam, when did I send that to you? Maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe a month max. This glowing, there was a guy who made a post, and it turns out it's all bullshit, of course, but he was the captain of a vessel who was on a research mission, and they had scientists, and they were studying like plankton and kelp and their bioluminescence, right?
Mhm.
And so they're only supposed to go to a certain depth, and so that's what the boat had the gear for. That's what the boat was meant for. But below the depth that they were researching, like well below, they noticed something that glowed almost the size of that. Like it was almost like a Learjet size, like a personal jet. Maybe it sits 20, 30 people,
Yeah.
but that what you would imagine that diameter or that width would be. And it was the scientists, according to the guy who made the post, is the scientists all on board had agreed that it was at a depth that the bioluminescence of the plankton and stuff, like, one, wouldn't be visible at the surface because it would be too deep, it would be too dark.
Okay.
And two, if it was even capable of producing the bioluminescence quality, which it shouldn't be at the depth that they assumed it was at, but if it was, excuse me, it wouldn't be anywhere near as bright as what they were seeing on the surface.
I hear that.
And it's almost that exact same shape.
I hear that though too, and I'm like, this stealth technology, why would we want to make it bioluminescent at a depth that just shouldn't even exist? Why would we do that? It's supposed to be stealth.
Well, so they were saying like it's possibly alien tech.
Why would aliens want to glow in the dark? No, I don't think unless
They'd
it's-
rather see in the dark than be seen in the dark.
Yeah, like any kind of commercial. Let's just assume that aliens visiting this planet, it's some sort of commercial venture. Like, yeah, we're going on a trip.
It's like us going to Mars with a group, right?
Yeah.
They're taking a group of aliens here.
It's either that or it's a military expedition, right? If it's a military expedition, you don't want to be seen with this glowing fucking disc 100 feet down
The whole
the
point
ocean.
is to not be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to be stealth
With an F.
with an F.
Stealth.
Be stealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking. But dude, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, wow, that took me back to the aliens.
Yeah, 100%. And it's weird that it's Northrop, which is one of the companies that's believed to be reverse engineering the tech. And who knows what that spacecraft can do?
Yeah, it doesn't talk about.
That
its
just shows it
capabilities
sitting
at
in the
all.
water. That thing's got
It's
wheels.
weird.
It can also drive on land. It
It's
can drive
weird
on
that
Mars.
they even took a picture of it. Like I don't
Yeah.
know who got the picture of it, but it's weird that they even did that. They don't discuss its capabilities at all.
No.
Though.
So, and again, it goes back to, and again, for anybody watching or listening, we did I would say a little bit more than a medium dive, a little bit less than a deep dive on UFOs, UAP.
It's like a 2-hour show.
It was a 2-hour show. But if they're allowing this picture to be released, this is already a minimum of 50 years
Right.
behind the capability
Yeah.
of where they're at. Like we look at this and go, oh my God, that's so futuristic and high tech. And they laugh and they go, yeah, we had that 50 years ago.
Bitch, we made that in the 80s.
Yeah, that was in 74.
That was the
That's
Reagan
cute.
administration.
Yeah, that's cute.
Dude.
Yeah. So
God, I just
Crazy
wanna
what
know.
else is
Dude,
out
I just
there.
want to fucking know.
I know.
I won't tell anybody.
I know.
Like,
I won't
let,
either.
let me peek behind the curtain.
I lie. I'll tell people on this podcast because I think people have the right to know.
You'd be killed.
Okay, I won't tell anybody.
Yeah. Like,
I won't tell anybody.
I personally want to know. I'm telling everybody out there right now. I won't tell you. I won't. Lips are sealed.
I won't either.
Steve might. Don't let him know if you're going to pick one of us. Pick
Yeah.
me.
Definitely pick John.
Hey, you should talk to Billy Carson. He's seen the aliens.
Dude,
and
if
all
we
that
can
shit.
get
He
Billy
knows the
Carson on
secret.
this show,
I would feel bad if
I want to get Billy Carson and Scrap on the show together.
Oh my god.
No?
No.
Would your head explode?
One at a time?
Dude, they would start talking and like it would be like it would be like Step Brothers. Like he would finish his sentence and like all of a sudden they'd become best friends.
At least Billy Carson's easy to follow.
Yeah.
Scrappy is like
The more you're around him, the easier he gets.
you got to dial in with Scrap. Like okay, and then he tries to go off.
It's
You
got a
got
beautiful mind.
Back
Like, he
in.
sees the equations, you just can't see them.
I'm the idiot.
You said it, not me.
This morning we were talking at the table.
My brother and Scrap, I know you're listening.
He was across the table talking to somebody, and I was sitting there talking to Chuck. And he's like, John.
He was like, oh, fuck,
I'm like,
here we
"What?"
go.
He's like, this is how I know you're my brother. Like, I'm over here talking loud to try to talk over you because you're over there talking loud, and we just keep climbing. I'm like, you're talking over me? Like, fucking.
That doesn't mean that we're brothers. That means that you're annoying me and I'm trying to talk over you.
Welcome to my world,
Yeah.
Scrap. I've been trying to talk over you. I love
I
Scrap.
love Scrap too.
I do like when he's at the station better.
Yeah.
Not versus Will, but I like when he's there.
Oh,
you
for
know
sure.
what I mean?
Superfan Will, you can't be replaced.
Yeah. No. I just like when Scrap's there.
When you're not there, we like having Scrap there.
Scrap, yeah. Acceptable replacement.
Of course.
Preferable replacement to Will.
For sure. For sure.
Will, you're going to be promoted anyway. Get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here.
Congrats, Will. You're 2 away. You're good.
Drag ass.
On the government side of things, I don't know if you saw this or not. Did you see
Of course I did.
Executive Order 14019?
Is that the one where it says to kill all the Jedi?
That's 14018.
What is
A lot
that?
of May the 4th be with you references today. Okay. Anyway, so this is it's promoting access to voting. So this was on Charlie Kirksteel. He brought this up.
Okay.
Wanted to talk about this. It's a turning point thing he brought up, but he talked about, and I linked it so you straight from the White House deal, but you can read about Biden's Executive Order 14019. It's basically turns the $6 trillion federal government
Yes, I did hear
with
about
its
this.
600 separate agencies into a machine for his campaign.
Basically a campaigning machine using the entirety of the U.S. government.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we talked about this last episode with a little bit of the censorship stuff, but it has to do with the fact that let me pull it up. But that basically it is an order that promotes access to voting, states the administration's policy to promote and defend the right to vote of all Americans who are legally entitled to participate in elections, which there's been some gray area on that comment in the last couple episodes with all the illegal immigrants coming in and
There's a lot
some
of
of the
gray
visas they're
area in
getting.
that, yeah.
But it also asserts the federal government's responsibility to expand access to and education about voter registration, election information, combating misinformation,
That's the scary one.
and enable all eligible Americans to participate in our democracy.
You need to pay more attention to the misinformation
Yes,
one than
the
anything
controlling
else.
misinformation. We talked about that with censorship, but one of the things that Charlie Kirk goes on to say, and a lot of that's with some of his organization, but they talk about like if Republicans lose this November election, this executive order will probably largely have a lot to do with that.
Yeah, when I say pay attention to that one
Yeah.
thing, it's because
Doesn't matter what side you're on, right or left,
yeah, it doesn't
Democrat,
matter.
Republican.
This is
Pay
a fucking
attention to
freedom
this
thing.
executive order and what information is allowed to get through and what information is not. Regardless of what side you stand on, what you believe, the whole point of debate is to be able to hear both sides of the parties,
Yep.
both parties' stories, where they lie, what their beliefs are, if you're not able to hear both sides
Yeah.
of the belief, understand that this may have something to do with
This
it.
bill basically gives whatever reigning party is in power the
Yeah.
ability to tell you what is true and what's not.
Right.
Because you're only going to hear the one side. Because if I say the sky's blue and you say it's green, like, no, disinformation, like, it's not green. We're not even going to talk about that shit.
And we've talked about this ad nauseum.
You're not
So
going to hear about it.
it's one thing to
We
look at.
should talk about it ad
Well,
nauseam.
but it's one thing to say, hey, listen, like, I appreciate the Cliff Notes version. I appreciate the TLDR because I'm not going to sit and read the whole thing. Just give me the notes. But when you're not even getting that version of the other side,
Exactly.
to me, I feel like, and because we've been doing this, and because I've been diving more into listening to other sides or looking at rebuttals, or because I love the whole conspiracy side of things, right? So I look in the pro or you know what the conspiracy is about, and then I try to find the rebuttal and kind of balance in between, so that when we give information about things
Yeah.
that are out there, that we can actually talk about both sides. I would feel at this point, after doing what I've been done, and this is just my opinion, I would feel like people are treating me like I'm an idiot. Like I'm too stupid to understand the other side. If they're only giving me one side,
Yeah.
not letting me make the choice, I would be pissed.
It's misinformation. It's too dangerous for you to hear, Steve.
Yeah.
You're a fucking
You're not
moron.
smart
Yeah.
enough to make your own decision, so we'll give you one side, all that you can handle, stay on our side.
Yeah.
Don't look over here.
And it's not just this bill. It's a lot of other bills here in this country and around the world, kind of the Western world, if you will.
Yeah.
They are basically trying to become the purveyors of truth. What you're going to be allowed to hear is their version of the story and nothing else.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Hopefully enough people, I mean, I don't
Not
know.
enough people care.
I don't know if enough people will hear this and it'll raise awareness, but hopefully enough people start to go, hey, I want to hear the other side. What's the other side about?
Yeah, just
I feel
hear
like we
it.
get further and further away from that. Even just hearing it, like we said, and it's funny because we had a conversation about it, and it's almost like, I mean, people have distrusted mainstream media for a long time, but it's almost like now the independent journalist side of Twitter, X,
Yeah.
Instagram, YouTube, like people are trying to get their news from these independent journalists who are trying to do as much work as possible and give both sides, more so than mainstream media. I feel like
Absolutely.
people don't believe that as much as
Well, it's 'cause
on
they're-
either side.
They're controlled by corporations, and
Absolutely.
corporations have interests. I mean,
Absolutely.
they just do.
Do your research, people.
And do your research while you can.
Yeah.
I don't think enough
Yeah.
people are actually educated or give a fuck to go out and try to understand what's happening right
Yeah.
now. That censorship thing's real, man. It's not a conspiracy. They're doing it.
Well, I think some of that's by design. I think,
Of course.
well, I mean, I think some of it happens naturally, but I think some of it happens. I mean, we are so inundated and over extended in so many areas, making bills meet, working, meeting different hours, like, you know, distracted by all the other things that, in addition to the plan, right, of the
Mhm.
illegal immigration, of the misinformation, of the information control, but we're overwhelmed on the home front with a million different things that some of the distractions we just write off and just go, give me what I need to know and let's move on.
Well, that like
So, just
that
easier and
24-hour
easier.
news cycle is like, I could kill a guy tomorrow or today, and by tomorrow, like, everyone forgot
It's
about it 'cause
gone.
there's some
Yeah.
other shit.
Yeah.
But like, as far as these bills go, like, there should be no idea that's too dangerous to hear. That includes Nazism, fascism. You should be able to hear all of that and disregard those ideas as fucking ridiculous
Yeah.
or racist or what have you. You should be able to hear it and say, that's fucked up.
Can I ask you a question? Speaking of Nazism,
Uh-huh.
I know we're getting close, so I'm not going to drag this out. Did you see there was I don't know if it was a real Rogan deal because I didn't see it on Rogan, and so much on Instagram that says it's Rogan is
Crap.
AI generated.
Yeah.
Did you see the AI interpretation of some of Hitler's speeches?
Oh, where they turn it into like English? He's speaking English?
Holy shit.
It's incredible. And his speeches,
My whole life,
his speeches are good.
my whole life, I have, and I don't even know if I was led to believe this or if I was taught this, but every fiber of my being has thought when he's standing there shouting, it's kill Jews, murder
Adam,
Jews,
Find one of those.
kill Jews. I got one link.
Hitler speech in English. Yeah.
Kill Jews, murder Jews, burn
No.
Jews. Like my whole life, I've been led to believe that.
And there
And I don't know if
probably-
it's through propaganda, and I'm sure there's
There
some.
probably were a couple like that.
But holy shit,
Yeah.
when you listen to his speeches, it's like, oh my God, I get it.
Well, when
and
you-
I'm not saying the way he handled everything.
No.
Who knows, right? I don't know, but
He had a couple bad ideas.
you got to believe at some point in the government in World War II that we've got people on our side that speak German that know what the fuck he's saying.
Yeah.
Why have I grown up for 43 years, almost 44 years, never knowing that this is what he's saying in these shouting rants.
Well, because I mean, obviously his
Holy shit.
well, his horrific actions
Of course.
overshadow any
Of
good
course.
speech he gave. But he is a good orator. He does give impassioned speeches.
So is Obama.
Sure, I don't like Obama. I'm not going to compare
But
this.
he was a great speaker.
But yeah,
Yeah.
play it, Adam. Play it from the beginning. Just
And-
hear it.
Yeah. So hold on. Before you hit play, this is Hitler standing at a podium, very passionately shouting, speaking. He looks angry. You could very easily say he's saying kill everybody.
And the German language lends itself
It's
to
just
believing.
very angry. Absolutely. But AI has reconstructed this to where they've translated his speech to English. And here's a little
Yeah,
snippet.
let it go.
That's basically it. I've worked. I've committed myself to you over these years. I've been decent. I've spent my time in the service of my people. Cast your vote now if yes. Just like I'll make my own.
See, I
I'm going to see if I
heard,
can find a better one.
I heard one
have
that was a
better
more
one.
impassioned,
I've got one.
like American voice
I've
as
got
opposed to
one.
this little chippy British
Yeah,
voice.
and this one's just asking for the revote for people to vote for him. But let me find the one that I had.
one is like, stand up for me as I have stood up for you.
Well, and it says
Like,
like,
God damn it, I'm on
says-
board. Let's go.
Well, yeah, but the one I sent Adam, I don't have it in here to link, but I could do it later. But he was like, Germany should be run by Germans. We are a country of Germans. We should not allow people to infiltrate our country and run it that are not a people of our people. So, I mean, when he starts talking about, it's like, I mean, he's just passionate and he loves his culture. And I told Adam, I said, I don't feel that that's a whole lot or very dissimilar from us saying, hey, man, keep illegal immigrants out of here. Don't allow them to vote for shit that doesn't affect them. Like, this is the U.S. This is our country. We have borders. We have walls. Stop letting people flood in here that aren't a part of our country and allow them to decide what happens to our country.
Yeah.
I was watching it going, holy shit, that's where we are now as a country. It's crazy.
The big problem with Hitler is he ended every speech with "There's a Jew, get him."
Sure. Sure. Allegedly.
Play this one. Let me hear it.
For you in these years that I have been decent.
Yes.
I have spent my time in service of my people.
It's the same thing we just
Now
watched.
cast your vote.
No better
me.
voice though.
Yes.
Oh, better voice. Same fucking thing.
Stand up for me as I have stood up for you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that speech isn't crazy, racist, or anti-Semitic at
No.
all. Like he's just
And every time I saw him shouting or stomping, stamping the podium with his fist, I always thought it was like genocide, kill them all, fuck them.
there was a point where he started doing a lot of cocaine and amphetamines. I wonder if that's when he got in his head
He's a
like,
pioneer. I'm just kidding.
whoa.
Because of the cocaine and amphetamines.
Whoa.
Because of the cocaine and
All right,
amphetamines.
cut that.
God damn it. All right, I'll edit that out.
No,
God,
no,
it
it's
made me sound like I'm anti-Semitic. I just
no. I'm just saying that you
cocaine,
want to slaughter entire
hookers
people.
and
Is that-
cocaine. Like, goddamn, the guy was a pioneer.
I mean,
Fucking make me out to be.
okay, the amphetamine and cocaine use I can get on board with. The slaughter an entire ethnic group.
No, I didn't say
not
that.
so much.
I didn't say that.
No, I'm saying
Don't put
that.
words- Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm saying that. I didn't. You said he's a pioneer hero.
Hey,
of yours.
did you see that the U.S. drug, the DEA, that they're looking at reclassifying marijuana?
They already did.
Okay.
It's like a Schedule 3 now.
Yeah, switch there. Perfect. Okay. When I took this note, it hadn't
Smoke
been
them
done
if
yet.
you got them.
I took this note 6 days ago.
It's like
Okay.
in the same group as like Advil now or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means across all 50 states, we're good, right? Not we. I'm saying like, marijuana smokers are good. I don't smoke marijuana.
I'll tell you what, man. This is where I stand on drugs. Like as far as legalizing, I'm like, how bad could it be to legalize all drugs? And I'm just. This is very anecdotal. I'm just going to give you my own.
This is where
personal
we
experience.
extremely we differ very much so on this. But
Yeah.
yes.
Since weed's been legal,
Yeah.
I've smoked it twice.
Okay.
Twice.
I haven't smoked it since high school, which is over 30 years
It's
ago.
I can go to any
almost 30
street
years.
corner and get it now, and it's just fine.
Yep.
I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it. I don't do it. Like it's fine. Like you can make heroin legal tomorrow. I'm not going to go get heroin. I just
So
don't need
let me.
to.
So and this is my rebuttal: is when marijuana was illegal, how many times did you smoke it?
In high school, like every dumbass kid.
Right.
Like-
So the fact that it became legal, it really didn't change what you were doing when it was illegal. You dabbled just to say you did because it was legal, and then you're like, it's not for me anyway.
Yeah, and you can.
So
do
did it matter
and
that it
you
was
could do
legal or illegal?
You could do the same argument, like, hey, heroin's illegal. I fucking shoot up a heroin all the fucking time. Make it legal. I'm still going to shoot up heroin all the time.
Sure.
But now it's legal.
Yeah, our junkies aren't leaving because it's legal.
Yeah, we can regulate this. We can, number one, collect. Hey, If you're a fucking government, you can collect taxes. You can make it so it's a safe strain. You don't have people fucking dying every day.
But I go back to this and the chemical component and the alteration of your brain chemistry and what it does to you.
I'm not saying it's good.
No, but I'm saying like if you were to legalize heroin or fentanyl or any of that stuff, there's clinical documentation that it alters the way your brain works.
Sure.
Marijuana doesn't have that, right? So
it doesn't a developing brain.
There still need in a developing brain, yes. Okay. So there should be a stipulation on when you can use that. This is my argument for because just a little we're similar, but we're a little bit different. If you were to legalize fentanyl or legalize, heroin, you're gonna get people who go, oh, I want to try it, and now they're addicts, and then they slowly become junkies.
Do you think they would do it any differently if they? I've never had the itch to try meth or heroin or crack, any of that shit.
I haven't either, but my only rebuttal to that is that's you and I, because we run that on a regular basis and we see the people, look at the amount of people that we go on that are in their 50s, 60s, 70s that have never done marijuana or smoke weed or whatever. And now they've tried it because they're in their 70s and hey, why not? And they fucking OD on a gummy. And now they're
gonna do heroin when I'm
gravity
70.
bombed to the floor. They think they're having a heart attack. They're in paralysis. They have no idea what the fuck's going on. But I had a whole gummy, and you're like, oh, well, dumbass, that's got THC in it, and you're not used to it, and it's chemical, pharmaceutical grade THC. It's not like you smoked a joint. So imagine now you've got people in that age range just trying shit or earlier.
No different than I've never drank my whole life. Now I'm 70. I'm gonna fucking take a fifth of vodka. Like there's no difference. There's no difference.
Except for it has, I personally feel like there's a difference.
Tell me why.
Because alcohol has been legal for a while. So if you haven't drank it, until you're 70, well, what I'm saying
it was illegal at one point.
Sure. But
and we made it legal and now it's fine.
The chemical reaction on your brain with alcohol is not the same as some of these pharmaceutical grade narcotics or these chemistry grade narcotics.
It does have the same as sugar.
Sure. Absolutely. And that's one of the biggest epidemics. I'm not going to say that's not one of the biggest epidemics. I think sugar should be banned.
It's totally legal.
Ban sugar.
Alcohol is legal.
Ban sugar. I agree with you. I
think more people probably fucking drunk drive and cause more devastation than did OD'd on heroin. Ban alcohol.
But that's also legal. I'm all for it.
That's what I'm saying. Saying it's legal for so long and now saying that it's been legal forever.
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying.
By the way, I'm drinking right now.
I'm not saying let's make all drugs legal. That's where we differ.
Neither am I. I'm not saying that either. I'm saying.
Well, I thought you just said like I'm all for hypothetically make all drugs legal.
I'm not saying to do it. I'm saying there's an argument for it.
Okay. I agree. I think there's always going to be two sides. I'm on the other side.
I think you're just.
I'm a prude. I'm a drug prude. I've said it before. I'm a drug prude.
I'm not. Again, I'm not fucking a drug advocate either because I don't do these things. I have zero desire to do it. I'm
just kidding.
When I'm 70, 80, I will do heroin.
Yeah. Well, for sure.
Why not? Unless
it's legal, and then you're like, fuck it.
Unless
it's legal. I'm not doing it.
This is my caveat.
I'm too straight edge.
So the average person lives to like what 84, some shit like that. Maybe it might be 74.
Yeah, 74 and 76. 74 for men, or it was 74.
I'm gonna live to like 96. So if I'm in my late 70s and I decide I'm gonna
96,
yeah,
good for you.
I got great genes in my family.
I'm gonna go 4 years longer than you.
100
based on my estimates.
Gonna go Centurion? Okay, so let's continue this out.
Maybe
now.
110, 115.
Okay.
If you get Neuralink, you're going to go longer.
Yeah. Well, this is where I'm going with this.
What's going to be legal by then?
No.
Oh.
We're going to have new drugs by then.
That's what I'm saying. Dude. What are we going to find we can grow on Mars?
Let me finish my point.
Sorry,
I'm going to lose it. I've been drinking. I'm all over the place.
Go.
These drugs have ruined my brain. I can't concentrate. So if I live to 96, I'll try something when I'm in my 70s. Why not?
What are you going to try?
Neither here nor there.
Okay.
But quote from Ray Kurzweil recently said that if you're alive in the next 5 years, you could live till you're 500 because of AI advances in medicine and things like that. Okay. So now if I'm going to live till 500, I'm not trying this drug in my 70s.
No.
I'll probably try it when I'm like 400.
Dude, I look at it like, and this is me speaking personally, right? I understand the benefits of testosterone. I understand but we worked through a phase where there's a lot of people got hired when we did that was cutting edge, forefront technology. Testosterone replacement therapy was a thing very early in our career. And
they've been doing it forever though.
But I'm saying department wise.
Okay.
From our body of work for sleep deprivation, for what it does to your body, those studies coming forward, that was bombarded. And I, again, as a drug prude, I was always like, you know what, man? I don't want version 1.0. I don't want version 2.0. I'm going to wait until the dudes that are getting it have been going for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years down the road and see how they are. And then I want version 10.0 or better and go from there. So that mentality, like at 70, when you hit 70, if you're going, shit, man, I got 430 more years, no problem. Me personally, I don't see anything coming out that I'm like, ooh, got to hit that. I'm going to go,
Well, here's
I'm going to wait till my last 10 and see version.
Like if you talk about testosterone and like, okay, the AI overlords have said if you're going to live till 500, you're going to have to take this, that, and that. You're going to have to
take that to hit 500.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So testosterone supplementation, going to mess this up. It's probably been around since the 30s.
Well, and I'm going to say this right now, just to clarify, I'm not anti. I understand all the benefits. I understand that. I'm just saying for what we do, the control group that we had from the group of people that we work with in our age group and our subset.
You want to see if it kills them.
That I'm talking about specifically. I understand all the benefits that come with it. I understand the reasons for it. Yes.
Did you ever get tested?
I'm not anti.
Did you ever get tested?
Yes.
Where were you at?
Low. I don't remember the numbers.
How long ago?
2 or 3 years ago.
And did you do it after a fucking brutal shift?
Nope. My second day off.
I did.
My free was okay, but or no.
Totally free.
Total was
free.
was normal range. Free was low.
Okay. That's kind of the boat I'm in, but like I'll just talk about total testosterone right now. I got tested after we got fucking hammered one day. I was in the low 300s, and then just a couple months ago I got tested again. No supplementation whatsoever.
And I'm not anti. I understand all the benefits for it. Like I get it.
I'm just talking about my own experience.
Yeah.
No supplementation whatsoever. So I'm contemplating it. That's why. So I was like, hey, because I'm 45. I'm like, hey, let's get tested. I'm in the high 500s, and this was a couple years, 4 years after I got tested originally.
Yeah.
And I'm much higher now than I was then, but just from a difference of having sleep when I got tested.
Because you were at the other station.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now you're at this station.
Yes. But still being in the high fives, I'm like, and my free testosterone was a little on the lower side, but there's things you can take to get that up without having to take a shot every
and
week.
diet and exercise alone change can also improve all that.
Like heavy lifting can. And just recently starting to do that again, which, by the way, I'm sore as fuck.
Did you ever see the correlation between a lot of the people who had low testosterone with low vitamin D?
No.
Yeah. I'll send you some of those studies.
I supplement with vitamin D subsequently, too. I don't know if you do. I take a vitamin K2. Vitamin D
for the absorption of the D.
Yeah. But I also read that you have to have magnesium with that for the D to absorb. So now I got to fucking get some fucking magnesium on board.
We got to get a sponsor for the MTHFR gene thene, which you methylate.
What does MTHFR, what does that stand for?
They call it the motherfucker gene because it's MTHFR. But it's basically a gene test that checks your DNA, and this is specific to everybody. I've been looking into this a little bit, researching a little bit. I'm still very undereducated on all of it, but basically the way you break down certain macros and micros, nutrients, they call it like how you methylate things. It's a detailed, specific supplemental instruction sheet for just you, based on genetically what you can break down, what you can't. This is what you're low on. This is what you're not. This is what you can break down. This is what you can't.
How much is that test?
I don't know. I gotta look it up. We should do it again. We should do it on the show.
Let's do it.
Road trip.
To where?
There's all kinds of places in the valley that do it.
Let's fucking do it, man.
And we'll video it. It'll be our first vlog.
We need to fucking do that, man.
I'm in.
That'd be cool.
I'm down. All right.
So we're coming up in like a fucking hour 10. So it's that special time of the show now.
What time would that be?
It's time for
Fireside. Fuck yeah. Get some.
Sorry for the fireside, everybody. I have a real quick follow-up on a fireside.
Okay, and then I have a real quick short video that we can laugh at.
So the one we saw last week with the car on the other side of the building.
Yeah, did you get more details?
Yeah, I did.
Shut up.
You're not going to believe it.
You found it?
Yeah.
Parking structure.
Chicago Fire.
Get out of here.
TV show.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Seriously?
I saw it, was like, God damn it. Yeah, this is a Chicago Fire TV show.
To everybody watching, I fucking apologize.
And fuck you, Chicago Fire. TV show.
It was pretty fucking epic. Yeah, TV show, not actual Chicago Fire.
Because I randomly saw it, and I just looked at the comments.
Damn it.
I saw another clip of it, and I was like, I want to figure out what's going on, so maybe somebody in the comments knows. And I read through the comments like, pretty sure this is Chicago Fire clip.
No wonder it was so stupid and epic at the same time.
And I saw like 4 comments that said, this is Chicago Fire. So I'm like, okay, I got to look up this clip. And I did, and it's an episode of Chicago Fire.
That's my bad.
This
That's
is
my
why the
bad.
internet kind of sucks sometimes.
Fuck you, internet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this
They
one's
fucking
real.
got us.
This is legit. My video is legit. So this is a suspect in West Virginia who was trying to evade cops, run through, found an ambulance on the scene of an EMS call, jumps in the cab, takes off. We've actually had this in our city.
Shout out Rescue 7.
What up, boys? We've actually had this, and this is just a good reminder. Like when you're not in your ambo, lock your doors.
You never know when a meth head's going to come on.
Never
Say,
know.
I need
when-
myself an
yeah.
ambo.
And this guy's breathing heavy. He's probably been running for a little bit. I don't know, but he found this. I mean, it almost looks like it's in their bay. They drive by an American flag. Like he finds it, hops in, takes off.
He looks stressed.
A little strung out. A little strung out.
Look at the man's face.
Dude's running for his life. But towards the end of the video, he calms down, takes a breath. He's a lot more relaxed. But he hops in this ambo and takes off. And this was all caught on the ambo dash cam. So
My God, I can't get over this man's face. He is fucking hurt. He's in a
Yeah.
bad place right now.
yeah, he's
did,
running for his life.
He did some of that illegal meth.
Yes, the illegal stuff.
If he would have gone,
And he's
to
not 70. He just want to try it early.
if he would have gone to a pharmacy and got some of the good stuff, he might be okay right now.
He'd be all right.
I feel like too, along with this, when you shoot up your heroin, we got a soft couch for you over here.
Yeah.
You don't need to go in the fucking.
A trained professional with Narcan darts on the side.
Yeah, you don't need to go into an alley and have fucking 911 call
No,
for you.
you don't want that.
We don't need.
You don't know
station-
what people do to you when you pass out in the
We don't
alley.
need station 18
We've seen
going
it.
on you at fucking 3 in the
No.
morning.
No.
No, you get a couch.
So this is just a reminder, folks. Lock your ambo doors. Don't leave your narcotics boxes out where the public can get to them, because we've had boxes stolen off trucks before. I'm sure every city has.
Or pro tip, if you just have had a rough shift and you're sick of running calls, fucking roll
Or
the
do
dice.
it.
Leave it
Or
unlocked at a
do
QT
it
at 19th and Dunlap. Fucking
on-
let it go.
Accident. Yeah. So anyway,
Brought to you by veteran firefighter.
senior gurneyman.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna have stickers in our merch. We'll have a merch store soon.
I do
That'd be
have the
badass.
senior
I know
gurneyman.
you do.
I got
That's
the
why I'm
senior
plugging it.
gurneyman
That's why
stickers.
I'm plugging it.
Hey, if you're on the ambo doing
Yeah.
your 200 here in the valley,
You're welcome.
You need a senior gurneyman sticker that you're only a senior gurneyman if you've passed the threshold of 100 shifts.
You
Then
gotta be
become
halfway
a-
done.
Adam, senior gurneyman.
Adam, senior gurneyman.
I'll give you a sticker, my friend.
Yeah.
Dude, those are some of the best ones I made because I love
Dude,
those.
those were like hot. Those went like hotcakes, dude. People wanted those so bad.
They're legit.
We're gonna get a merch store.
The only problem is nobody.
Fuck you, Abdul stickers from episode 3 or 4.
Dude, we
'cause
should.
that's still-
Our website will totally fucking support a store. A little
Johnny's got some week homework project
little
today.
Etsy store.
Yeah. All right. Etsy.
I also had, what else did I have? Oh, the senior gurneyman forged in fire.
Yeah.
That was the tagline.
And we'll throw some roll fire sticks up there if you want to tag your local PD cruiser.
The only problem with the senior gurneyman stickers is nobody wants to wear that shit when they're off the ambo. Nobody wants
Fuck
to wear that
no.
shit when they're roving, when they're on the ambo doing
But
an
it's
overtime
like,
shift.
it should be a point of pride. Like you wear that when you're on the ambo, and then when you're done, you just peel that shit off, and it leaves that sticky fucking sticker
Yeah.
residue that fucks everything
And
up.
also too, when you're wearing that sticker, or you have it on the ambo, like, and the crew sees you at 3 in the morning, like, what's that guy's fucking problem? Why is he
Yeah.
such a bad attitude? Hey, he's a senior
Yeah,
gurneyman. I
fuck
get
you,
it.
man.
He's had
I'm
a lot
little
of calls.
salty. I'm a salty ambo guy. Yeah. So anyway, man,
Yeah.
ambo stolen.
I got nothing else, man.
You know what? Surprisingly enough, for having as little as I had, I do have a couple things that'll be really good next show. Unless
Next
it's
show.
like the drug thing.
Because what are we at?
Unless
Adam,
it's we're good. Unless it's like the drug thing where 6 days goes by and my shit's old news.
Let's wrap it up right here.
Wrap it up.
Let's do another show this week. The people are asking for it.
I'm in.
We can send it to Adam, and
Maybe.
he can
Yeah.
do his tinkering.
Fuck Adam,
That's
dude.
what I'm saying.
Fuck.
Adam, pull up it's on the bottom there. Pull up the website here.
All right. Yeah, make sure we get a video of this.
So-
Let everybody know the links. Johnny will walk them through how to do this.
Go to the contact page on our website at thefiresideshow.com. Send us your stories.
Your goddamn stories.
Try not to cuss.
Gosh dang stories.
Send us your gosh dang stories.
I'll beep it out.
'Cause
You
I
want
don't
me
want
to beep? Want me to beep? Okay.
Man, if you've been on an awesome call, you got video, or you just want to talk about it, whether you're here in the Valley or you're around the country, or all of our listeners nation or internationally.
We got one in Ireland.
No, we got a few. We
got a couple in
UK,
Ireland.
Ireland, Sri Lanka, and another one, I think.
You're
We're
welcome.
fucking international. Send us your stories at thefiresideshow.com. Send us an email, or you can scroll to the bottom of the page on the contact page and leave a voice message. I would love to hear from you. We can do it just by me reading off your story, or we could get you live on the show. That would be amazing.
Also, if there's any foundations or any causes that you're a part of, anything that's near and dear to your heart, again, just to piggyback off last episode, we're not looking for maybe like specific department wide. We're not looking specifically for union stuff. We're looking for members' causes, members' fundraisers, things that impact our membership, anything that we can promote.
Our membership, their families.
Anything that we can support, any cause that's near and dear to you guys, anything you're a part of. If it is departmental and it's specific to a specific member, let us know. Let us plug that for you. Like John said, I mean, we got 20 listeners, but we're growing. We've got people in multiple countries. Let us support you guys. Let us do something good for our people and for a good cause.
That's it, man. That's all I got.
Show 19 in the books.
In the books. 20
is next, dude. That's is it a milestone for us?
There's a good chance we could fail before 20. I'm really getting the itch to try some heroin now.
Are you? All right, I'll bring Narcan next
Let's
show.
do it live.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. All right.
All right, everybody. Show 19 in the books.
We'll see you guys next time. Hey, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. We
like and subscribe.
We never say that, and we got to start saying that just because apparently if you don't, everybody doesn't know to hit the subscribe button. So
you're too stupid to know unless we tell you.
Yeah, and if you don't like our show, fuck you and hit the subscribe button anyway.
Fuck you and fuck your mom if you don't like it. Later.